Okay, so today we're going to review the quadratic formula. And so we went ahead and just watched that video that you had to kind of remember that was to the theme Pop Goes the Weasel. And so once again, a quadratic formula, biggest thing you need to remember is that it's used for an equation, and the equation must be in this form. Okay, the equation has to be in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Has to be in that form. So everything has to be on one side of the equation. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So there's the formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And you should already have that down. That should be nothing new. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at a few problems, about 3 problems, and then we're going to go ahead and let you work on a worksheet today. So here you go. Solve. X squared plus 7x minus 52 equals 0. Okay? X squared plus 7x minus 52 equals 0. First thing that you need to do, identify A, B, and C. So you need to identify A, B, and C. So now we're going to do negative b. So in this case, it'll be negative 7 plus or minus the square root of b squared. What's b squared going to be? 49 minus 4ac. And c, notice here, is a negative 52. Make sure you carry over that negative. Over 2a, so 2 times 1, which is 2. So now what I need to do is multiply 4 times 1 times negative 52. And when you do that, you should get negative 208. So I end up having 49 minus negative 208, which is really 49 plus 208, which is square root of what? 257. Because it was minus originally, and this was a negative 208, because the 52 is negative. Now, can you break 257 down? Nope. Nope, can't break it down, so this is your final answer. Okay. Hardest part here is simplifying. Okay, we're going to look at 2 more. 2r squared minus 18r equals 29. So what are you going to have to do here? Move the 29 over. So really, this is 2r squared minus 18r minus 29 equals 0. So now I need to identify A, B, and C. Identifying A, B, and C, I'm going to go do a negative b, which should be 18 because it's the negative of a negative, plus or minus the square root. What is negative 18 quantity squared? 324 minus 4 times A times C all over 2A. So 2 times 2 is 4. Let's go ahead and multiply 4 times 2 times negative 29. And when I do that, I get negative 232. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is change the sign, since I'm going to add the opposite. So I end up with 18 plus or minus the square root of, what is it, 558? What? 556, sorry. 556, all divided by 4. So now what I need to do is try and break down 556. So let's start by breaking down 556. So I know it's going to be 2. And is it 228? Nope, not 228. 278. So I can break 278 down. That's 2 and 139. Can you break 139 down? Yeah, what's wrong?
If both of the numbers on top are divisible by the bottom number, can you just simplify that?
No. Okay, and the question is, can I divide the 18.4 and 556 all by 2? Is that correct? Is that what you were asking?
Yeah.
Can't do that because the 556 is under the square root. We will eventually, okay, once we simplify the square root, we'll look to do that, okay? So can 139 break down? Mm-mm. So really what this simplifies to be, I'm going to go ahead and take a pair of 2's out. And so I get 18 plus or minus 2, what? 139 over 4. Now we're going to look to see if we can divide. The numbers you are looking for are the numbers that are not in the square root. Everything else but. So 18, 2, and 4. Are those divisible by a number? Those are all divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide 18 by 2, in which case I get 9. I'm going to divide 2 by 2, in which case I get 1. I'm going to divide 4 by 2, in which case I get 2. And there is your final answer. But you can only divide the numbers not in the square root. And it has to be all 3. No, you could put 1, it doesn't hurt. Okay, we're going to look at one more, and then we'll be good for today, and you guys will have the rest of the time to work. 3m squared equals 11. Woo! What do you do?
You can't.
Wrong, you can. What do you do?
Plus is 0, right?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do here is subtract 11. So I get 3m squared minus 11 equals 0. So I've got a and c, and the question is, what is b? Because this is a and c. b equals 0, because it's not there. Okay, b is not there, so it equals 0. So if you have negative b, that's like 0 plus or minus the square root of 0 minus 4ac all over 6. So whenever you don't have something there, it's just a 0. So if you wouldn't have a number there, if negative 11 wouldn't be there, that would be 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate here. You should get, what's that going to be? Negative 132.
No, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 130, negative 132. Because it's 12 times 11, which is 120, and then another 12, which is 132.
But it's negative 12 because the 4 is negative.
Yeah. So then it'll be a positive 132. So we've got plus or minus positive 132 over 6. So what I need to do now is break down 132. 132 is going to be 2 and 66. 66 will be 2 and 33, and 33 is going to be 3 and 11. So I can take out a pair of 2's. So I end up having plus or minus 2, what? 33 all over 6. What can you do now? Yep, what were you going to say? Divide by, yep, divide by 2. So I end up having plus or minus 33 over what? 3. You cannot cancel a 3 out between those two because the 33 is in the square root. Alrighty, got a worksheet then for tomorrow, or actually for Monday. And on Monday, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started with the next chapter. So.